An Independence Day gift to the nation. This is how government has termed the opening of the first segment of the Solomon-Hochoy Highway Extension 2.14 project. This is the first of the four-phase project, which has been faced with heavy criticism and protests over construction of the Mondesir to Devi section. But today, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisessa was at the Golconda intersection for the official opening of the first section of the highway. Vani Singh has the story.
Construction of the highway has been mired in controversy, with environmental activist Dr. Wayne Kubla Singh staging a 21-day hunger strike outside the Prime Minister's office in protest against the Mondesir to Debi section of the highway. But on Friday, government was able to boast of its achievement in completing the first phase of the project. It took just over 2 years since the sod turning on January 25, 2011 to see phase 1 of the massive project through to fruition. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisessa stood proudly explaining just why motorists will breathe a sigh of relief.
You will take 45 minutes to an hour to get from here at the end of the highway, well, the former end of the highway, to get down to Debi in the traffic hours. You'll take equal time to get back up to get on here. I believe, and you can correct me, without speeding, Mr. Sami, without speeding, 5 minutes. 5 minutes from here to Devi.
And while some level of opposition continues to surround the Debi to Mondesir section of the highway, the Prime Minister again stood in defence of that leg.
What happens when we get to Devi now? What will happen? As you decant off this piece of the highway, this phase, what is going to happen? Can you imagine? You're going to bottleneck down at Debi. You will bottleneck again. So we get off for this piece, and those of us who will want to just get up to that point, what happens after? You know what happens after? We need to build the Debi to Mondesir leg of the highway.
Mrs. Prasad Bisessa appealed to the entire citizenry to think of the greater good despite the inconvenience to a few whose matters, she said, are being fairly addressed. She stressed that government was focused on nationwide development, dispelling rumours that they were only concentrating on South Trinidad.
Major works, improvements, Diego Martin Highway. So when they say to you, we're only interested in the South, that is not true. Major works, Diego Martin Highway, are almost complete. Expansion work on the Churchill-Roosevelt Highway near to Maloney is underway. And as you know, in March of this year, I mandated that almost 1,000 roads be paved throughout our country.
She also noted that the original figure quoted for construction of the highway was $7.2 billion and ordered NIDCO and Constructura OAS to stay within budget. The Prime Minister further took on her detractors who criticised the project as being shoddy work.
I am pleased, however, to note from the advice given to me to see that from where I am standing today, that the contractor undertaken this project, namely Constructura OAS SA and supervising consultant ACOM, are both living up to the standard I set when we turned the sod for this highway.
The second, third and fourth phases of the highway project are already being worked on. Vani Singh,